Not then. Not again. We need to run.
No, we need to fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Bungie, things are not looking good over there. Not at all. Marathon's not putting up the numbers like they had hoped.
Could have told you that.
Yeah, that was coming down
tough.
the pipeline just based off the beta. And I know, look, I know Marathon has an audience. I understand.
A small
that.
one. They do.
Yeah,
They have
a
a small
one,
audience.
but they have an audience, and that audience loves Marathon, and that's fair. But I need y'all to remember that Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. Now, at the time, that made sense, right? Because Destiny 2 was at its peak during that time. It would make sense that I guess Sony would think that it was worth that much. I mean, they're also the people who made Halo. So, I mean, come on. They had the talent there to warrant spending that much. The Witch Queen at the time, the DLC was doing well. They also had survived their divorce from Activision. It all looked like that kind of deal was made sense. And on top of that, Sony has spent like $1.2 billion just to keep the staff on. So they had the confidence in the staff.
Did they?
And the talent there.
Did they?
I mean, if you're spending $1.2 billion just to keep staff there, then yeah, I would assume like, hey, yeah, like we have a confidence.
Hold on, wait. They couldn't have had confidence in the staff and then told them if they can get the final shape out, everybody's good, and then fire everybody.
Okay. Well,
there's no confidence.
We're
in
gonna
the
get to
staff. There's no confidence.
Well, anyway, a year later, after they spent $1.2 billion, 100 people were gone, got laid off.
That executive got that new car though.
He did. Yeah, that executive with the $2.2 million car collection, or however much it was worth, I was like 2.2 or 2.4 million.
It does have to hurt though, like from a business standpoint, to buy something for that much, because you know they had the evaluation on it. That's the reason why they got that price tag, and then immediately stocks tank. Like you know that boardroom was like, okay, like
walking
what
into that
analyst,
beads of sweat on your forehead.
What analyst got fired? Because somebody's gonna have to answer for the numbers.
Right.
I don't know.
So now they had to reevaluate, and apparently it's only worth 765. I mean, because they only made 765 million in 1 year.
Boo.
Close, but you're a little bit short.
I mean, in some aspects, you did fantastic. In your perspective, it was trash.
Right. And not only that, but Bungie has also had like a lot of stuff like internally, like with morale, because there's people being laid off, days before their maternity leave. They didn't even give that lady like health insurance because she had asked HR about her benefits, but they couldn't give it to her because the baby hadn't been born yet. And then you have, Pete, what's that guy's name? Pete Parsons, I believe. That, you finding out that he's spending all this money on classic cars. He's coming into the office in the morning time, bragging about new car that he just bought. Meanwhile, you can't even barely get through groceries. You're living paycheck to paycheck. He trying to invite you to his house so you can see his new collection.
That's a ballsy move.
It is. I mean, he lucky he still got his kneecaps. He's lucky nobody has stolen from him.
That's actually diabolical to do.
It is.
Like, that's a true villain origin story.
And it also shows just how out of touch he is with the people that work for him. It's just incredible, and just shows you like a certain amount of wealth that you have, and once you start getting used to that lifestyle, you just kind of forget what it's like to be there. Or if you just grew up rich, you have no idea what it's like to like work for the things that you want. And that is like a big disconnect from the working class, which is kind of the reason we have so much problems in this country now. But continuing on, had a budget of about $250 million. That's a lot. The free beta peaked at 143,000. At launch, they had 88,000. And right now, I would say that the numbers say that they're about 90% down from peak. So we're getting like 10 to 13,000 at the high end and 5,000 toward the low end, which for a studio like Bungie is basically death, especially when you're just coming off of Destiny 2. I don't understand why all those people were laid off after the final shape, because I felt like Destiny 2, you could have continued to give the people what they wanted. That would have been the time to start listening to the community and really digging into what they want, similar to the way that the devs with Crimson Desert have been repeatedly just coming back to back with bangers, because they're just doing whatever the community wants at this point and just building it around, the community, which a lot of players just ask for from devs, but a lot of the devs just act like they know better than the players. And if you compare like Marathon's numbers, which was supposed to, rival Arc Raiders or go against Arc Raiders are still riding high. I'm pretty sure at this point, let me just check SteamDB right now. I'm pretty sure they still have a pretty what's the word? Oh yeah, they're doing fantastic over there. They 65,000 players right now. 24-hour peak was at 84,000.
They're doing just fine.
They're doing just fine. That studio's, that's a lot of players. They're doing fantastic over there. But this is a big loss for Sony. And also, Sony, maybe you should not have been so gung-ho on trying to launch all of these live service games. Sony, for the most part, has been known for pushing out like master-crafted single-player experiences. That's what I know PlayStation for.
Not no more. No, they got
above all else. Games. And like just the quality in the studios that come from like Insomniac, Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studios, Guerrilla Games. Like these are the studios that we all know that have given us some of the best single player experiences like the past decade. And for all of a sudden, Sony wants to shift towards, let's get a bunch of live service because we just want to make a lot of money, because that's basically what corporations want to do. Once the corporations got into our gaming sphere, it was a wrap from there. They don't care about the players. They just want you to buy. That's why you get hit with 3 stores before you even get to the launch screen.
It's actually diabolical as well.
It is. I mean, just think about Concord. Concord came and went within 2 weeks. 8-year development, 2 weeks on launch.
Yeah, I don't know how you come back from that. Like, that's tough. That's a really, I don't know, that's just shitty all the way around. You just look at each other like, what do you do? I don't even know what the hell you do. What are you supposed to say to that?
And I don't want Bungie to go, like, whatsoever. There is some serious talent over there when it comes to game development. And it's also crazy that they would, it's crazy that they would go to something like Marathon when it's so hard to get, games, like new IPs like that off the ground. Like, you have to know your shit. And on top of it, you have to have a little bit of luck to launch a game at the right time and grab people's attention. Arc Raiders is like lightning in a bottle, but it's also it's incredibly well designed. Like, it is for the most part, a very unique experience. And then Marathon, and I do want to say Marathon is unique, but it just does not have the pull that Arc Raiders has whatsoever. And the beta did not do it any favors for me personally. And judging by the amount of people that are on there right now, a lot of other players have the same sentiment. It's just not for them. Sorry, numbers don't lie. But I don't know what Sony is going to do with Bungie, because normally when numbers start looking like this, people get laid off, and then unfortunately studios get shut down or just get what's the word?
Dissolved,
and then
or
they
absorbed.
Yeah, and they put those people into other studios within the company. And I don't want that to do that. Bungie has been the forefront of most of our games. I mean, Ghost, you grew up on Halo.
Big ones.
I didn't.
Yeah. Great
And
memories.
it also sucks to see how Halo has been now. I mean, just thinking about all the problems they've had over there on that game. You know, I don't play Halo, but I do read enough to see that it has not been fun for those who grew up on that IP. And it sucks, man, just to see all these IPs that you have made so many memories in, that you've made lifetime friends in, and just to see it absolute dog shit. Like the new generation doesn't even get to enjoy what it used to be. How much quality we got from these developers. Like, these developers back in the day were hungry. They wanted, they were trying to prove themselves. And I'm not going to say they don't want that now, but now they have like corporations leaning over them. And because the corporations are leaning over them, you got all this pressure to make them money. Yep. And also because there's so much pressure, you don't even get the chance to actually really take risks. And I think that is the reason why I didn't really enjoy Spider-Man 2 so much, is because Insomniac, even though that the game cost $200 million to make, and when there's $200 million on the line for a game, you really don't want to take a risk with a project like that. I understand, but at the same time, it's Spider-Man. People gonna love it regardless.
That is true.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want Bungie to be dissolved. I don't want them going anywhere. I want Sony to give the studio the chance to shine. I want a Destiny 3 at this point. I think for 10-year run for Destiny 2 is incredible. And they could have ended on a high note with Final Shape. You could have gave the devs a bonus for the fantastic work that they did. But no, you sent them home.
Somebody got a bonus.
Somebody got a bonus.
Not the developers.
Man up top, not the developers. He wasn't the one staying there late at night doing the hard work.
I can't.
Yeah, it's just another story. I don't want it. Pretty sure it's gonna be a headline somewhere down the road. I don't want it to be, but I just feel it coming. It's a sad era to be a game developer, especially if you have like these major corporations over you, especially like Rockstar. I can't even imagine what it's like to work for them.
It's probably not great. the amount of pressure that has to come with that and the expectations has just got to be rough.
Right. But yeah, I hope this is like the end, because Marathon did not do so well. I really hope this is the end of the live service era that Sony has been trying to replicate. Please stop. You did well with Helldivers 2. You got really lucky with Helldivers 2. And they have some more. I'm pretty sure they have. I can't think of on my head right now what other live service games that Sony has exclusively anyway. But Sony needs to stick with what works. Single player experiences. And that's it. We didn't ask for anything else. Stop. It's not that we don't want live service games. It's that we don't want the community can tell when a game has been made just to make money. Truth. And when just from the get-go. We call it every time. Concord, this is going to be dead on arrival. And it was. Highguard, dead on arrival. Highguard
was rough.
Highguard did not stand a chance. Jeff made a mistake by putting that at the end. It probably would not have had that bad of a reception if he hadn't put it at the end. But at the same time, I mean, gamers will try your game. That was free to play. They had 100,000 people jump in to play. 100,000 people said no. So you can't say that the gamers did not give it a chance. If your game was good, the players would have stayed. That's the end. That's how it is. But yeah, I feel like I've just been rambling.
That's okay.
Yeah, hopefully this is the end of this mess. Bungie can get back to what they do best, which is making, great looter shooters, because I think Destiny has some of the best weapons I've ever seen in a game.
100%.
They do so well with lore also. Like there's such deep lore like the story, the world, the guns themselves have their own lore. I love that type of stuff. I need Bungie to get back to that and give us a Destiny 3 because the player base wants it. That's all you gotta do. Just announce Destiny 3 and all will be forgiven for the most part. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Guys, you got anything else to add?
Nope. I'm good.
We appreciate you guys for listening. Let us know in the comments what you think about Bungie. Did you get a chance to play Marathon? And what else? What's your favorite gun in Destiny? What are you using? What's your favorite memory?
Are you even playing Destiny?
Are you even playing Destiny? Also, I want to add, not only is like there are YouTubers that have built their entire platform off of covering Destiny. And so when that's another thing that's like destined to like fall is like when a game has kind of like is no longer what's the word? The game is no longer at its peak anymore. Is when the people who have been covering it since day one, who has built their channel specifically for that game, they start covering other stuff. That's how you know the game is no longer where it should be. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about all this mess. And above all else, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And we will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.